Hello, Hornets, and welcome to today's episode of Bgsn. I'm Antoine.
And I'm Mark. Today we will take a look at a club which is all about equality, some national news in the Riley Dance Marathon.
But first, here's Devin with today's weather forecast.
Thank you very much, Antoine. Good morning, Hornets. I hope you have a very enjoyable week, but unfortunately your weekend's weather is not the sunny delight we were hoping for. With today being cloudy, but having a high of 80 and a low of 49, Friday has a high of 64 and a 43% chance of, the low of 43 and 80% chance of rain. Saturday is going to be cloudy with a high of 62 and a low of 44. And finally, Sunday is coming in nice and thunderstormy with a high of 65, a low of 37, and a 100% chance of rain. That is all for your weekend's weather forecast, Hornets. Try to have a nice weekend. Now here is Mark and Antoine with the rest of your daily news.
Some of the Spanish kids went on a trip to Costa Rica this spring break.
It was a good experience for all the kids. They got to meet new people from Oregon and Northern Indiana. They also got to try new foods and see new sights. I'm sure that everyone would like to thank Mrs. Brennan, Mrs. Cook, and Mr. Beckley for such an amazing experience.
Recently, the first picture of a black hole was captured and opens up a new area of astrophysics. We've been studying black holes for so long, sometimes it's easy to forget we've actually never seen one. France Cordova, director of the National Science Foundation, had to say. The image aligns with the expectations of what a black hole should look like based on Einstein's theory of relativity. This is a big step towards exploration of the universe. The Justice Department announced this morning that in indictment against Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, on conspiracy to commit computer intrusion in 2010 with Chelsea Manning, a Justice Department statement stated, quote, the indictment against alleges that in March 2010, Assange engaged in a conspiracy with Chelsea Manning, a former intelligence analyst in the U.S. Army, to assist Manning in cracking a password, quote, on classified Defense Department computer systems. A lawyer for Assange indicated earlier today that changes would be related to a conspiracy dating back to 2010, release of stolen diplomatic documenting by Chelsea Manning. Are you the type of person that is all for equality
Here at the high school,
someone's sexuality or religion? Well, Madison got more on a club that might be right for you.
Here at the high school, we have many clubs that you can participate in, including the PFA, or People for Acceptance. There are also many other schools that have clubs like these, including Southport, who has the GSA, or Gay Straight Alliance. To learn more, I spoke to PFA head Mrs. Kimball and first asked her why it's so important to be a part of groups like these.
It's important for just everybody to be involved so that it's just a club of like being inclusive, you know what I mean? So even if you're not gay, don't you want to support all of your like gay friends?
I also asked her how she feels about Southport starting up a GSA club.
It's really cool that there's more GSAs that are starting on the south side of Indianapolis. They're pretty common in like central Indianapolis, and Avon has a really big presence in their GSA. So I'm happy to hear that Southport is opening a new GSA, and hopefully we can maybe do some events or something with them to kind of get our kids to mingle some more, meet some new people, and just know that they have support outside of not only this building but in other buildings.
If you are interested in attending the kickoff gathering, it is today right after school at Southport High School. There will be pizza and drinks and a guest speaker who will be Shelley Fitzgerald. This has been Madison Stratton for BGSN.
Emily Johnson received the first We Before Me scholarship. Here's Bree with more.
As many of you know, our very own Emily Johnson has been working tirelessly to keep the We Before Me motto alive. This past Tuesday, the Matt English Foundation decided it was time to give back to her.
We are here to honor you today, actually. And I have my family actually here for that. So this is what this means.
Mrs. English then proceeds to tell Emily that she's actually not doing an interview. They're here to present her with the very first We Before Me scholarship.
Here to present you today with one of the first We Before Me Foundation checks. Thank you.
Emily, the work that you did on the documentary that is still earning you so many accolades just completely embodies everything that We Before Me carries with it. And we are so thankful that we've been the recipients of the gift of the documentary that you put together. And because of your tireless work towards that for the benefit of others, the scholarship. Thank you. Congratulations.
I caught up with Emily to talk a little bit more about her scholarship after this.
The scholarship is basically just for anybody who basically does what Coach always said, which is put we before me, and yeah. The scholarship will help me a lot with book fees and stuff with the college I'm going to. It is going to benefit me not only with tuition-wise, but it'll also help me with books.
How do you think Coach would feel about your work and your scholarship?
I think he'd be upset with me because of how much I'm talking about him and how much I'm doing for him. But then again, I feel like he'd also be proud.
Everyone in the studio would like to congratulate Emily and wish her luck in her future. From BGHS, this has been Bree for BGSN.
This Saturday, Beech Grove High School will be hosting the annual Riley Dance Marathon. Erica went out and spoke with senior Emily Leake about what you need to know to attend this event.
3, 2, 1!
So this Saturday is our Riley Dance Marathon. It'll be taking place from 6 to 11 p.m. We encourage the younger students to come from 6 to 8, and then from 8 to 11 will be only for high schoolers. We'll have our big reveal of all the money that we've raised this entire school year at 10:30, so make sure you're there for that. And this, even though it is a dance marathon, this isn't like any other school dance. This is much different than homecoming or prom. This is more of geared towards helping other people, and so we're helping the kids at Riley Children's Hospital and the families that go through there. What to expect at this dance would be we have bounce houses even open to high schoolers, which is one of my favorite parts. We have dancing competitions, we have food eating competitions, gaming competitions, just all different types of things. There will be teachers pied in the face there, so you won't want to miss that. So just make sure you come out this Saturday to support us and support the kids at Riley Children's Hospital.
Riley Dance Marathon is not only an event that we participate in at Beech Grove High School, but it is an event that people participate in all across the state of Indiana. The goal of Riley Dance Marathon is to raise money for Riley Children's Hospital. Beech Grove's goal this year is $10,000. So please participate in RDM Week this week, donate money to Riley, and come to Riley Dance Marathon this Saturday.
Come to Riley Dance Marathon. Riley Dance Marathon is for the kids.
Riley Dance Marathon is a great way to be involved.
Riley Dance Marathon is so fun!
Take me to your best friend's house, go around this roundabout.
Now let's toss it over to John Dance for sports.
Hello, Hornets, and welcome back to sports. First, we're going to go ahead and give you your Beech Grove news. So tonight, boys varsity golf will travel to Southport to take on the Cardinals. Varsity baseball will host Arsenal Tech at Sarah T. Bolton Park. Girls, I can't speak English. Girls varsity softball will host Greenwood, and the track team will have a meet against Greenwood and Greenwood Christian Academy here at BGHS. The NBA had an extremely eventful night last night as Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki had their very last games in their careers. The Dallas Mavericks and Miami Heat did not make the playoffs, so last night was the final game for both of these legends. Dirk and the Mavs traveled to San Antonio for the final game of the season. Dirk was getting fed the entire night, playing very smart basketball. He hit a few threes and scored 20 with 10 rebounds. He also hit a jumper with 40 seconds left to hit the last field goal of his illustrious career. He started 8 for 21 on shots. He finished 8 for 21 on shots and cried when his tribute video played, as most people do. For Dwayne Wade and the Heat, they traveled to Brooklyn, where Wade would put up 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. This made Wade the oldest player to get a triple-double in Game 82 of the season. Fellow NBA friends were in attendance, including previous teammate LeBron James. The Heat would lose the game to the playoff-bound Nets, though, by a score of 94 to 113. Wade still had some great assists and shot decent, too, with being 10 from 28 from the field. Wade has not yet said what his next step will be after retirement, but we will surely find out after the season. Congrats to both these amazing future Hall of Famers on their honorable careers. In WNBA news, they held their draft last night with Notre Dame and Baylor stealing the show as expected. Overall pick number one overall pick was Jackie Young to the Las Vegas Aces, and Akumba Wale taken at 5th. All 5 Notre Dame starters were drafted in the first 19 picks, and national champ Kalani Brown of the Lady Bears was taken at number 7. Both of these teams are going to have to rebuild if they want to be a top team in the bracket next year. But that's all for sports today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Also, if you see Erica Sussman in the building, be sure to wish her a happy birthday. I'm Antoine. Make sure you click that bell icon and subscribe button to get notified when we go live.
And I'm Mark. Have a thriving Thursday, Hornets.